नमस्ते उर्वेश भाई। नमस्ते एमा। नमस्ते हितेश जी।
Namaste, Guruji. I'm going to log out from here and I'm going to log on from my laptop.
नो प्रॉब्लम, प्लीज प्लीज।
Namaste.
नमस्ते एमा। हाउ गुड दैट यू आर हियर once again.
Of course I'm here. I'm just waiting for these sessions.
Yes, let us see how we how it all goes.
Namaste, Guruji. How are you?
Very, very good.
Are you using that back belt?
Yes, of
That
course. And even now,
is it
I'm
any
just.
helpful?
It is
Acha,
very
you understand.
helpful. But when I'm more, when it is very cold, then.
Yeah.
Uh, so now, of course, I've traveled again to Delhi, and that is left in Rishikesh. And just now, again, I'm sitting with a bottle behind my back.
Oh God. Just have a closer look at this tilak, what Minal has put.
It looks like a gada, does it?
It looks like a footprint.
It looks like a footprint, yes.
It's a proper footprint. She was telling me, oh, that's mother's footprint on you. Completely looks like a. Yeah, that thing has been a little difficult, but yeah, not bad. It's physically challenging.
No, after this, let us just speak for a little while on the phone.
Yeah, no worries. I'll do that. Yeah.
It's already 7, so we can begin. Let's begin with a little meditation together, just for 1 or 2 minutes. Let's bring our awareness to the flow of our breath and the flow of mantra. We are only few of us together. So beautiful. Namaste. Welcome, brother. You are there. And there is Lena from Belgium, and dear brother from Germany here, Urvesh Bhai from UK, Nivaji is from UK. We are all there together, and of course Sonia ji and everybody.
Hello, namaste, Nivaji. Namaste. Hi, Victor. Hello.
Namaste.
Hi,
everybody.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Hello, Victor. How are you?
And
Good, good.
we also have
Namaste,
Emma.
Pavanji.
We have
Good
Emma
evening.
from
Emma is there too.
across the Atlantic from the other side. And Hitesh, of course, from here, our very own Delhi. So here we are. And I'm so happy that we are together to share on such a intense topic. It is called Sanatan Dharma. These days it is a lot in discussions, and there are so many ideas floating around it. So, okay. There are so many ideas, so many things floating around. And then here in our very own Delhi, the capital of this country, in a very prestigious venue where the G20 summit took place, a global auditorium for global audiences. In that, a Ram Katha was organized, has been organized. It is still going on. Tomorrow is the last day. The speaker is Puja Morari Bapuji, and it has been organized by a Jain Muni. It is historic that a saint or a master from another tradition, from a Jaina tradition, has invited and hosted a whole program of 9 days by uh, by a master of another tradition, of Sanatan Dharma tradition. And the topic has been Sanatan Dharma. Of course, the base that has been taken is that of Ram Katha, the story of Rama, as given in Ram Charit Manas. That's a beautiful story. We'll touch a little bit about that story. And I thought, at first I thought that I will make small notes and post them every day. But then I thought it will be much better to speak together in one go and spend about an hour together on this. Though Bapu has spoken for, in the last 8 days, 24 hours. At least out of that, he's spoken for 18, 20 hours on this topic of Sanatan Dharma. So let's straight away get into the topic of Sanatan Dharma. First, the meaning of Sanatan, the meaning of Dharma to begin with. Dharma simply means that which holds together, that which holds, that which is the intrinsic nature, and that which holds, that which makes that what it is. For example, the dharma of earth is gravity, to pull things towards itself. Or the dharma of fire is to burn, heat, light. That is the dharma of fire. Now, this dharma, this word, gets a bit wrongly translated as religion. Religion is a sub-translation or a by far an approximate translation of dharma. A better translation will be nature or way. And Sanatan means eternal or timeless. That nature which is not bound by time, that's not bound by space. It is infinite, it is eternal, it is always that. There is no change, that doesn't change. That doesn't change just because you're born across the Atlantic or this side of the Pacific, you're born in UK or in India. That dharma, that nature, which does not change at all, that is applicable to all. So Sanatan Dharma, that way, if we were to translate it, can be called universal way or universal nature. I think universal way is a good way to put it if we think of practicing it, and universal nature if we think of being it, both being and practice of something which is universal. And something which is universal cannot be fragmented, cannot be divided, cannot be exclusive. Rather, it is all inclusive. So Sanatan Dharma is that. That is what is a good translation of Sanatan Dharma. Now, a lot has been written about it, a lot is understood about it, etc., etc. But mostly the tenets that are the tenets or the fundamental outlines are given in the Vedas, in the Upanishads, in this ancient texts, Puranas, those literatures, and also some of a lot has been codified in the text of Manu Samhita, it says, the collection of Manu given by Manu. So out of all those varied texts, a lot has been spoken and touched upon and expressed. I understood, I was trying to put it all together in my mind, And then yesterday happened to be Saraswati Puja, the worship of goddess Saraswati. Saraswati is the divine feminine expressed as knowledge. Normally, she's called the goddess of knowledge, Jnana Shakti. I had written a small note about it, but Saraswati, she holds a veena in her hand. It's a musical instrument, much like a sitar, but with two, what we can say, two tumblers with it, two tumbles with it, a big tumble and a smaller tumble. It's a stringed instrument, and she's playing the music. She's also considered the goddess of music. And it was her day yesterday. And in my own small, simple meditation, I got a vision or a feeling that this this veena that she holds in her hands is the veena of Dharma. So I have tried to put all the understanding or the key understanding of Sanatan Dharma around the veena. I will just share. I drew a rough sketch of the veena, and I thought I will share it with all of us today and then go over it together. Is it quite visible? Is it clear and visible?
Yes.
Yes, it is, Pavanji.
Clearly, isn't it? Fantastic. This works. I just made it just now when I came down today to my office. I just drew it. But you don't need to read it just now. I'll explain it, what it is. So here, this is Sanatan Dharma Veena, which which Saraswati holds. That means Dharma is like a living music. It is not a tight, fetter, which normally religions are like fetters, like disciplines and foundations, and something very tight. There is a feeling of something tight around religion. I had a feeling that religion is more like a living song, that our lives are. Our lives are a song, and they will sound like a song if we follow some basic universal laws of music. Then it will sound like a song, and those laws will be applicable to any music. And then we can make our own music out of that. So when we come to Sanatan, a beautiful meaning of Sanatan given for the first time by Morari Bapu. A correct meaning. Sun means together. Together. Atan means to come. Coming together. Sanatan Dharma, is a way, is a nature of coming together, gathering together. Sanatan, coming together. So and the moment we talk of together, we are talking of being universal. We are talking of non-violence. We are talking of all the good things that can keep a group of people together, a society, a country, a nation, and a whole globe together, a family together, and sometimes even ourselves together. We are mostly, if we look inside, we feel so fragmented. We feel so fragmented inside, to bring the whole of us together as one. Okay. So here, coming together is the song. Someday we should make a song called Coming Together for Sanatan. It would be a lovely song, Coming Together. Now, this is a veena. This is how a veena looks like. Of this veena, the big tambura, the big tumble is Ishvara, and the small tambura is Jiva. Ishvara, the Supreme Being; Jiva, each one of us, individuals, individuals, and that's the Supreme Being. For those who will say we don't believe in God, then what? Then also one can say Ishvara, that big Veena, is existence. Existence. Something exists. Whether you believe in God or not, everybody believes in existence. And Jiva, the expression of that existence, how the existence is expressed. In Hindi, the word for a person is Vyakti. The word for personality is Vyaktitva. Vyakti means to express. Vyakta means to express. Vyakti, expression. From there, I've taken this word expression, and existence is Ishvara, the total existence. And this wooden, the substance, the wood of which this is made, it brings these two together, that wood, that is nature. In the story of Ramayana, that nature is represented by Sita. Sita ji. She is Mool Prakriti, nature, simple nature, the way we see it. Our body is nature, our speech is nature, everything is nature. In fact, there is no way we can, through the elements of nature, go beyond nature. Our mind can take us only that far. Then that nature is seated in the hands of consciousness, which is what we individually are. But here, that is what is given here, because these tamburas, they contain empty spaces. And that space, that conscious space, is the bigger space, you can say, represents existence. And the smaller space is each one of us beings, Jiva. Then, of this tambura, there are 4 strings. They are the 4 pillars I wrote earlier, but they are the 4 strings, key strings on which music will play. And they are truth, love, compassion, and ahimsa. Satya, prem, satya, truth, prem, love, karuna, compassion, and ahimsa, non-hurt, non-hurt. Non-violence also, non-hurt, unhurt, not even non-hurt, but unhurt, ahimsa, no himsa. These are the 4 key strings, and there's a basis. I'm just giving the essence. For all these 4, there are these 4 verses from Ramcharitmanas that has been picked up and has formed the basis, the basic theme of these 9 days. We can look at that at the end of it. So these are the 4 strings. Then there are these 2 bridges on which these 2 get tied and they come to a single point. And these 2 bridges, bridge 1 is gratitude, kritagyata, and bridge 2, thank you, dhanya dhanya. I'm not saying this. The text is saying that when the whole story of Ramcharitmanas begins, and the story is happening between Shiva and Parvati. And Parvati, Shiva's consort, his wife, when she asks him, please tell me the story of Rama, Shiva answers, the first thing he says is, thank you, dhanya dhanya. He begins with that. Thank you for asking me to narrate this story. And at the end of the story, when the story ends, Parvati exclaims, I am kritya, I am grateful, immersed in gratitude for having listened to this story. Thank you and gratitude. We'll see how these 2 can become a doorway into touching our own placid lake or reservoir of love. Truth. Here, truth stands for the true nature, the truth of existence, existential truth we are talking about. And love, of course, love is love, we all understand. Compassion will be this love in action, compassion as an expression, and ahimsa, of course, is non-hurt. Then there are these tighteners on top, and they are characters from the Ramcharitmanas, the Rama story. They are the four brothers, Ram, Lakshmana, Bharat, and Shatrughna. They are the four brothers. And in the story itself, it is said that Ram is joy, Ananda of all. Ananda of all, joy for all. That's the first knob. Lakshmana is the support of all. One that supports, that which is the ground under the feet of people. Now here we are all on the path. We understand all the basics, that when we talk of joy, we have to have the mind, we have to keep in mind whether the music that will flow out of this is of joy and benevolence, and whether that music is the music of being a support to someone. We may not be able to make a hospital, but we can always help someone pay his medical bills or her medical bills, some medicines, or we may not be able to build a university, but we can always support a child's education, etc. What we can do to be our best in supporting the other, enabling, supporting, empowering the other. That's another knob. Third is Bharata. Bharnat Bharata. Bharat is the nurturer, nourisher. All these meanings are given within the story. It's not my meaning. It's all within the Ramcharit Manas. These are the stories. They are the four brothers born together. Bharat is the nurturer, one who fulfills, who nurtures, who nourishes. Shatrughna, Shatru means enemy. Gna means the killer of enemies. But in that context, Shatrughna is not only the killer of enemies, but the eraser of animosity. Animosity. Not only winning over the enemies, but removing animosity absolutely at all, removing it. And then Hanuman. Hanuman stands for life force. And here we'll say life force particularly directed towards this music. The life force which is directed towards the music of coming together, the music of Ramkaj, the work. Ramkaj means, Kaj means work, Kaj means mission, and Ram means joy, the mission of joy, the mission of spreading joy. In that mission, the life force that has to be put in, awareness, attention, time that has to go into it, the concentrated intention for that, the dedication with exclusion of anything else, that intense directed life force is Hanuman. On the other side, there are two more knobs. One knob is the wisdom treasure. This music that has to flow has to have a basis, some basis. It has to have the basis of wisdom. And that wisdom, there is a collective wisdom tradition. I will say the unified wisdom tradition of the world, if that is possible to bring it all together. But here, within the Sanatan Dharma context, one says the wisdom tradition as expressed in the Vedas, in the Puranas, in our literature, sacred literature. And it's a rich and a beautiful wisdom tradition that, or we can say, to base if we make it more universal and inclusive, all the wisdom, ano bhadraha kratavo yantu, all the wisdom, strings of threads of wisdom, enlightening wisdom that helps us grow and blossom, they are all welcome from all directions. Ano bhadraha kratavo, from all directions may such wisdom arrive and arise into me. Arrive unto me and arise into me is one of the primary uh, uh, prayers in the Vedas. So by following that, the treasure of wisdom, a reference point. And then finally, sadhu or guru, the wise one, a guidance of the wise one. The entire Sanatan Dharma is based on being guided and not being misguided. One has to be guided by somebody wise, somebody elder, somebody wise, and there is a qualification of who we call a sadhu. That also has, I have not included it here, but it's not that anyone can sit up, grow a beard, or wear a holy robe and become a sadhu. No. A sadhu is a person who has that love, compassion, who lives truth, love, compassion, and ahimsa, who lives it in his or her life. Is the primary primary qualification for being a sadhu. There are such 10 or more qualifications of a sadhu. We can consider that if there is time. So these are the knobs with which we sort of tighten these 4 wires, the 4 strings. And then there are these, what do you say, the nodes that are laid on the veena. There are these 10 nodes. These 10 nodes are given by Manu. Manu is, one can say, the founder of Sanatan Dharma is Manu, the founder. He is compared to, when we talk of comparative religions, he's compared to Adam. Like we have Adam and Eve, we have Manu and Shatrupa. Manu, the mind. Manu means the mind. That is why we are called men. Men, Manu, women, Manu, from the mind, Manas. And Shatrupa, his wife, Shatrupa. Shat means 100, Rupa means forms. A myriad formed intellect combining with the mind produces a variety of human beings, human personalities, so to say. So Manu has given in Manusmriti these 10 qualities of dharma. What are these qualities? We'll quickly just go over. We all know them. The first quality, dhriti, from where the word dharma comes. Dhriti means holding together, keeping together, holding. The word for earth is dharti. It comes from this word dhriti, to hold together. It holds together. There is certain gravitation. That's one quality of dharma. A dharma that is repelling and throwing people and everything away, then it disqualifies that particular song. If somebody is playing a song and if that is repelling people and not holding people together, then that song cannot be called dharma. Dharma, the first quality will be that song will bring people together, hold it together. Dhriti. Kshama. Kshama, forgiveness. Instant forgiveness. And within forgiveness, I can even add acceptance, which is also a part of dhriti. Acceptance, inclusion, instant forgiveness, because if we don't forgive, again, we will fall apart. So it will then disqualify the first quality. So immediately to forgive, ask forgiveness. We can make a mistake, but immediately ask forgiveness. Somebody can make a mistake, immediately to forgive. Damaha. Damaha can be translated as discipline. Here it is using, sometimes it sounds like, again, it sounds very tough and tight, like a tight discipline, but we'll put it as conscious and loving discipline, consciously guiding our mind in the right direction, not so much disciplining like a tough master, but like a friend guiding our mind and our senses such that they accept our mastery. We talk of self mastery. Self mastery is not something as if we have subjugated our senses and we have made them our slaves. No. Self mastery means our senses have blossomed and have been so well guided that they accept us as their master. And we, as conscious and loving guide to the senses, uh, guide them into better quality of objects of connections. For example, we can guide our eyes and request and cajole and guide and lead it to see good things, better things, than just looking at some social media riffraff. Or not only that, we can guide our eyes to see goodness in others rather than seeing negative qualities in others. So similarly, guiding our ears into that. So that guiding part is Dhamma, and once they all get guided and come together in harmony, they become Indriya Nigraha, senses in harmony. Indriya means senses, Nigraha means they are all well in control and in harmony, in a loving way, not in a way of uh, um, beating with a sword or something. Okay. Dhamma asteya, non-stealing. Non-stealing, not only taking away people's things, but also from the mind, not stealing, not having this mind, I wish that one that is with him was with me, or something like that. Non-stealing, it includes vast area. Then shaucha. Shaucha simply means cleanliness of the body and purity of the mind. Outer cleanliness, inner purity. That's it. Shaucha. Out of when there is cleanliness of the body and purity of the mind, that fragmented mind will become fragrant, fragnated mind, fragrant mind. Indriya Nigra we have seen. Dhi. This simply means application of intelligence, discriminative intelligence. We have to have such a finely trained intellect that it is able to choose what is shreyas and leave what is preyas. It is able to choose what is superior. A mind, an intellect which is able to make superior choices. That is dhi. Vidya. Vidya means knowledge. And actually, the definition of knowledge in the Vedic context, not only knowledge of the text, but knowledge that liberates, knowledge that grants us freedom and not more and more bondage. Finally, Satyam. Once again, Satyam comes here. Here, Satyam stands for authenticity, truthfulness. When we talk of speech, truthfulness of speech, it is in tune with one of the wires, which is also truth, the first wire. And this is also truth. That truth is universal truth, acceptance and understanding of the true nature of life and existence. And here, this truth, this Satyam, is a personal truth, living a truthful, authentic life. And finally, akrodha. Akrodha is unanger. It is connected to ahimsa, ahimsa, non-hurt. But it is non-hurt is an overarching principle. Out of that, a particular personal practice is akrodha, not to allow anger to rise. And it is possible to train ourselves, our minds in such a way, in such a loving way, that we don't let anger overtake us, but it is within our full conscious control. So these are the 10 wires, and sorry, the 10 beats, notes And these are the 4 wires. These are the 2 bridges. And this is how you will tighten these wires. Victor, brother, you are a musician. You know how this is all done. And then you play. I wish Katrina was here. She is a musician. She will understand it also. I'll post this so you can share it with her. So
It's
here
so
I will
beautiful,
pause a bit.
Pavanji. You have really done it so well. I mean, this is so beautiful. You have got the whole Veena into, you've turned it into Dharma, and it is so beautifully done. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you.
Big.
She's Sonia ji is attending
I'm
these
attending
classes
this.
every day.
Yes. But
And
I don't know how it came to you. Like we could never think of a Veena and and describing it so well. Bahut sundar, very nice. With Naraji, you got Naraji into the itself. Naraji with the Veena is there.
Narad, or you can even say
है ना?
Bhagavati Saraswati, Devi
Saraswati also,
Saraswati
yes.
playing the.
Of course,
This
Saraswati
is
is there.
so if she is the goddess of knowledge, then this is the knowledge of Sanatan Dharma. Then she forms the triad. So the Shakti, Ichha, Jnana Shakti, the force of knowledge, and then the force of volition. There has to be a will. That is Mahalakshmi, and the force of Kriya Shakti, the force of action, which is Mahakali, and they all 3 together merge, and then they become. They sometimes we call her by the name of Durga. She is also known as Lalita Tripura Sundari. Such names we give to the one who is together in that. Yes, so open for discussions. Any questions? I will keep this here so that you can ask questions from here itself.
Just one thing, Guruji, and I may be talking out of my turn, but usually Saraswati Veena has 24 frets, which you have given 10. And
There.
those 24 frets can correspond to the 24 petals of our
Yes,
Shri
yes,
Chakra.
yes,
So that's
yes.
what I was thinking, that
Yes,
it has
yes.
24 frets.
Yes, so
itself.
we can add. I was just wanting, what I thought was, I will put Manu Maharaj here. Otherwise, if we
Hmm.
take some things from the Gita, we can add it all here. Then it will become, but it will become too complicated to express. So it is a simpler Veena. I have just taken the core, very core aspects of the Dharma and placed it here for easy
But then
understanding.
you have done it very, very beautifully, because imagining Saraswati Veena itself as a representation of coexistence and Dharma together, Sanatana together, is
Yeah.
just a concept. Even I wouldn't think in my wildest of thinking process, maybe, but that's what it is. So it's so beautiful. It's just that I realize that it usually has a 24 frets, so it corresponds with all the 24 petals of the Sri Chakra as well. So I was thinking how it employs there, but no, it's such an amazing concept you have given over there. And it's just, thank you very much for putting that to us.
But I also received it in my dhyan only. Last night when I was just meditating, I just felt that as if that Veena is in front, and I immediately could understand all of that. And it has clarified my own understanding of Dharma, of how Ishvara and Jiva together. This music is a co-creation. This music of coming together is a co-creation. There has to be an inspiration from the source, and then resonance in the smaller vessels like us, each one of us, and then the strings, the chords, and then we play it. If any music is produced in a combination of this, it will not go wrong. It will be a music of Sanatan only. It will bring people together. It will remove discords. And
And it is beautiful that you touched this topic of definition of Sanatana Dharma, because few days back somebody has invited me on a forum, and when I tried to explain it, that it is beyond boundaries and this and that, so that person got so upset and angry with me that he became abusive, saying that, "What do you mean? Is it for this? This one is that?" And I said, "Look, you got a blinkers around you, so you are seeing it from the point of view what you have been told to." But it is far more beyond than yours and mine. Not only it is bound, if we are trying to put it in a boundary, we are doing injustice to this eternal wisdom, which is organic, which is not even a purushaya, which is,
Yes.
and we are doing injustice by just limiting it. And that person got very angry with me. But anyway, that's a very different story.
That's okay. Yes. Yes, brother. You were saying something.
It's so beautiful, but I'm sitting here and say, and what now? Because if I only think about the word forgiveness, and I think about the people I meet, I think about the society we are living in at the moment. How much practice, only if each of these principles in itself is an applied practice. And this, the question is really, I mean, it's the question of the time when we look at the disrupted life which on the macro level which we are experiencing, or I am experiencing. Maybe you are not, but I'm in the social life, in the life we are going through actually at the moment in Europe. And when I see also my clients, how each of these principles is something already to hold together. If already the principle, how do we remember us, how do we create this with the distractiveness of social media and of these aspects. For the forgiveness is a huge inner work of allowing these samskaras and impressions which we accumulated only in this life or in through our generations to elaborate, to elaborate. When we hear about forgiveness, there comes this image of a wonderful man who as a Tai Chi master, and I did some work with him, and he had very deep pain because his father violated his mother in front of his eyes, and he carried still the impressions of all this. So we really worked on the principle. However, it only was possible. He is in 50 or between 50 and 60 years old and carrying these impressions, and only to be able to forgive his father, to forgive something which left an imprint in his life. So all this now, would be so encouraging to take each principle and not only have an intellectual way of reflecting it and a symbolic way, but is really, how do we make us sing? How do we make our environment sing? Where this beautiful example of the Vina, what is it we need in togetherness, in our relations with our children, in the relation with our partners, uh, in practicing the attitudes. So I'm curious about this. How people really, which aspects do they use in how is your family life? Are you connected to your brothers and sisters, and how are you connected to them? And for me, these questions come. For me, when I hear this, it's in together. It's beautiful. The image also of the music instruments in relation. We want to make us sing, to be basically happy, and to express the joyfulness in life. So this one came to my mind when I said, yes, the coming together. How do we come? How do we allow this? Yeah.
I have
How?
I, I
Yeah.
have a thought on
Yes,
that.
Sada.
I'll share. No, no, no. I'll share that just in a bit. I have a small thought on that. But when I heard the word Veena from your mouth, brother, I immediately my thought went to VWE. So we and nature, Veena. So
Yeah.
we we and nature.
Yeah, it is. I think it is our nature. This is what we can remember and have to remember ourselves. When I hear this now as a Westerner, in how our minds is set, so it sounds really interesting. It sounds beautiful. I understand the image. It can sound initially strange. I would need, if I would take some people here, a translation. How is this relating to what we are actually going through, and how even more so we need to practice
Yes.
these things, and how can we encourage us
Yes.
to practice this and make it really, really practical to look at. When I even see like conscious people start to be impressed by their egos or by their imprints, which they take as the truth. And this is something which moves my mind when I see this here. Yeah.
When you just use the word ego, actually Hanuman here, I wrote pran and life force, but Hanuman actually means one whose jaw is broken, one who is without ego. So I will actually write here tomorrow when I make it for Hindi, Hanuman is egolessness. Well, egoless, selfless service, selfless engagement with life. Selfless engagement will be what Hanuman would stand for. But I still have a thought. But let us hear everyone, and then if there's time, then I'll share just one thought, which may probably you might find it interesting, brother. That will could be a starting point for our um, music class, not a dharma class, but a veena class. Nivaji, your thought will be very precious.
I
Can I?
Namaste, Pavanji.
Yes.
Absolutely beautiful. Just it was like a fine tuning of everything. And what came to me was because you had mentioned there was a Jain person who had organized this. So all of these, like the Shama, Dhamma, Steya, Soch, all of these
Yes.
are on each day of Paryusan. We have to meditate on the Paryusan days and because I come from the Digambar sect originally before, so it was a 10-day Paryusan, and for each day we had to go through each of the Uttam. It was called Uttam Shamma, Uttam Astaya, and do a puja for it, meditate for it. And it was so beautiful. But this is like the way you have put it, it's fine tuning everything. And then if I bring it to Sri Vidya, I feel that we're going up the Meru, we're ascending in the Meru anyway, at the top where the Guru is sitting in the Guru Stan here in the crown. And we're fine tuning, like we're keying in each of the notes, the bass notes, with the earth chakra, with nature, with Sitama, Lakshmi Ma, and going through, so we can create such a beautiful song from the whole thing. It's such a beautiful tune, but then from the tune eventually, from my meditations this week, particularly because of Rajashyamala Navratri, actually the Vakvadini, the Vak, eventually comes back to Parashakti in silence. So the tune is so pristine and of such a high frequency that human ears actually cannot hear it because we're coming back into that silence and it's like a flowering. So
7.83 hertz.
so it's so beautiful, but the way you drawn it and designed it, and it to me it's like bringing in it's how Devi designed everything in the Meru. It's everything is there in all of creation, from Ramcharitramanas to Manushriti to Jainism to Sri Vidya to like everything. And it comes back to the love and music and arts and creation, which is what Raja Shyamala Devi this week in Navratri has been all about. with the craziness of Matangi, which I absolutely adore. So thank you.
Thank you. Well, Lena want to say something. She is newest in our, or is she there or gone? Anand?
Yeah, just
There you are.
yeah, yeah. Just we want to thank you very much, Pavan, for this really beautiful and remind me many verses from Bible as well. It's
Yes.
very much about the same rules, human rules we live in this world. So
Yes. You would remember the three graces. They are here: truth, love, compassion. The
yeah,
graces. Um, yes, it all converges. It's a question of understanding first, and then, as Victor brother was talking about, putting it in practice, which is the next step. First, the understanding and a feeling of joy that yes, I want to play this veena. I want to play this veena. I want to create a song with it. How will I learn to tighten which, how, and how will I play the song in it? But much before that is the intention. Yes, I like this veena. I want to take this veena in my hands and learn to play it. That's the first step. But yes, we will look at that.
Very good, brother. Can I share some story with
Yes,
you?
you are there. Folded hands, pranam to you, brother. We can't see you on
No,
the screen, but
I'm laying in a dark room.
lovely, please. Such a
No,
grace you are here.
let me share let me share an event of our yoga teachers training. A woman with 4 children and a husband took part in a 4 years yoga teacher training, and we studied all these wonderful wisdom texts, and she knew a lot about these things. And she was writing an expertise at the end about her life in her family, and it was living in hell. And she described it as 4 children, a husband, everybody ate when he wanted, everybody did what he wanted. The atmosphere was not nice in the family. It was, for her, it was like going to yoga teachers training, learning about all this wisdom, and then living in hell with her whole family. So she wrote, and she at the end of our yoga teacher training, we are doing a 4-week exercise. Everybody is choosing for himself, and he is writing then his experiences. So she said, now for 1 month, every day I will change my behavior. So she tried to put into living practice of everything we are talking about, and you are talking about it in a wonderful way. So she said, 1 month, every day, I will sit with every child and my husband individually for 15 minutes, only listening to them in silence. So she went into every room and he told everybody, I will come to you every day for 15 minutes listening to you, not judging anything you say. I only want to listen and to learn to understand. So she said at the beginning, they thought she is crazy because, we are living here in a spiritual desert, and who does yoga is a little bit strange person. So the children were laughing at her, husband was laughing at her, but she did it for 30 days, every day, 15 minutes, sitting in the room with one person, listening. At the beginning, they also were silent, but then slowly over the days, they started talking, and she was only listening. And she is writing her expertise and saying, after 30 days, the whole situation in the family changed.
Yes.
And it is very interesting that we can study this wisdom text by text. And you said, and Swamiji told me, he said, if you want to go to India, first study the map of the country so that you do not get lost. So it is good to study this human wisdom. But then it is very important to start doing something and stopping talking. We are so full of this wisdom, and it's very important to sit down and, like in our yoga teachers training, a lot of the students sing every day in Germany. Every day, the Ishavasyopanishad in Sanskrit, not understanding what they are singing, but the vibration has an incredible impact. And out of that experience, she decided, I will listen to every family member without judging what I hear, only trying to understand. And she said, after 30 days, the situation in the family changed. So I think, you are blessed in India that you live in a tradition where you can recite your texts, the Ramayana, Bhagavad Gita, yogas, everything. Here in Germany, at the moment, we have nothing, and most of them, even the most powerful people, adore an idiot like Trump, who has nothing, no ground under his feet, only stupidity and egocentricity and so on. And in this desert, it is so important that we start doing something like singing, praying, a little text which is enlightening us, and stop talking to the people, but listening to them without judging what you hear. So that can create a miracle, and it did in that family.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Indeed. Indeed, she tuned into the music, basically. The music of silence, as Nevaji was saying, she became silent, and then she could hear the music of others. Otherwise, there was only noise around her, which was disturbing. And it is such a powerful sharing from you, brother. Truly, in fact, we try to do something in togetherness, to meditate together, also to come together every Saturday, every Sunday for an hour and speak between us. We do our little, but a lot more needs to be done, a lot more. Thank you. Any other thoughts coming in? Archana ji, Emma, anyone?
Yeah, thank you, brother. It is really beautiful. I feel very touched and all the time inspired. I mean, I just can share. Lena and I, we have we are starting to develop a habit every evening before we go to sleep. Now we are reading one inspirational story of the tradition of the masters, and then we go to sleep. And
Beautiful.
yes, yes. And I don't know, there are these really little things, which we can, which is beautiful if we can encourage us to practice or to do with these principles. If we take one principle and we do like a laboratory, how do I explore? How do I evolve with forgiveness? Also towards myself. This is such a deep dimension, just comes to my mind. And what does ahimsa really, how does it translate? How does it translate in everyone who is sitting here? If we speak about how patient are you with yourself? How forgiving are you also towards yourself? These kind of questions it would be lovely to discuss or to speak, to share, because I believe every one of us who is sitting here is on the path. And I call it sometimes stumbling towards the light. I, I see the stumbling and all my bumps, where you know that, brother, you know my bumps. And this is something I would love very much to see this more. And
Uh, you're welcome. We are together. We are evolving tomorrow and next Saturday again, the same time, every Saturday. So whenever you find the time, Lena, or you, brother Victor, or Wolfgang brother, or anybody else, we are welcome. We just hang in together for an hour. It's our family time with some sharing. Today, the time has come to a close. So we will.
just let me say one information. Wolfgang is doing a beautiful thing. He is doing a Himalayan tradition friendship circle where people from Germany, but okay, they speak German, but there is a friendship circle coming together. And brother, the people who follow Pandit Rajmani and the people who are with Swami Veda, for the first time, this is not a separated school, it is united. So this is so beautiful to see, that this is happening and that we integrate with the wisdom which is around us. Beautiful.
Exactly, coming together. Yes. Fantastic. Maybe each be blessed and have a great evening ahead. We see us again soon. Let's uh, reflect about holding this Veena, or just in our minds today in meditation, hold the Veena and see what music comes out of it, what inspiration arises out of it. The Gupta Navratris are still on, another 2-3 days until 27th, 2-3 more days to go. Maybe the mother has a special song download for each one of us. Big love to all of us. Namaste.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Mm, mm, mm.